So after the cycle of pit stops, check this out. Scott Pruett comes out ahead of Boris Said, and Pruett is the race leader.
Well, he also pitted earlier, which means his stop was a little quicker than everybody else's.
Pruett stopped at lap 8. Boris Said didn't stop till lap 11. Pruett took fuel only. Said took tires. So the strategy call by Pruett's crew chief Brad Parrott, they spent less time taking fuel by stopping earlier, and they didn't get tires, has gotten him track position, and he's out front.
We'll see how much tires do make a difference, because if Boris has tires, he's going to go get them.
So your new top 5, Scott Pruett, Boris Said, Marcus Ambrose, Ron Fellows, and Patrick Carpentier here in Montreal. Aerial coverage today brought to you by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for the past 25 years. Beautiful pictures of Circuit Gilles Villeneuve as we welcome you back to the Napa Auto Parts 200 presented by Dodge. Our coverage of the NASCAR Busch Series, including today's first ever race north of the border in Canada. Max Pappas has fallen back to 6th place. He started on the outside of the front row. He basically fell back to 6th on the opening corner of the race and had this little conversation with his crew chief Chuck Myers a few minutes ago.
The guys in the front are pushing quite hard. I think they're going to run out of brake. I need to back off a bit.
10-4, Max. You're in control of that there, buddy. Just relax on it. You're in 5th position right now. We can run anywhere from there. So just make sure you're saving your stuff. Let them run away.
He's in control of it. For more technical information, log on to ESPN.com. Search word know-how.
Well, the crew chief put the ball back in his court. Said, okay, you're in control of your brake pedal. You do what you want to do. You think those guys are getting away from you using too much brake? You put it back in your foot. Boy, these guys are right up on it.
Gotta love it. Isn't that nice? Scott Pruett, Boris Said, Marcus Ambrose. Top 3 Ambrose with a peek inside of Boris Said for 2nd spot.
He's there.
Got him. Well, I talked to Ambrose here on Thursday. They had a full day of testing here at the racetrack on Thursday. And I talked to Ambrose during the break between the morning and afternoon sessions, and he had this huge smile on his face. Okay, that's not unusual for Marcus because that's his natural state of being. But he said, you know, his background is road racing. The Australian V8 Supercar Series is a road racing series. And he said, now I'm back where I feel like I'm more on even terms. The oval tracks, I'm learning oval track racing still, but this kind of racing, I'm back on equal terms with these guys, and he's showing it today.
All weekend. He's been fast all weekend long. Did they get guys go to the new race car over there? Boy, it's doing well.
So the Aussie up to 2nd spot now, behind Scott Pruett. Of course, Marcus Ambrose, in his first full season of the NASCAR Busch Series, ran a partial schedule in the Craftsman Truck Series last year, and has told us on a couple of different occasions this year that he is loving racing and life in the United States.
Everything's brand new, it's exciting, it's fresh, you know, it's exactly what I came to America and to race NASCAR. It's been everything and more than I could have hoped for. So every day is just a surprise. I'm just happy to be around. The season's gone great for us. We've got a great sponsor who really looks after me. They know I'm a rookie out there on the racetrack and they expect to have issues along the way. So if I have a good day or a bad day, they're still wrapped and I'm wrapped with them. So I mean, it's just been a great combination.
Ambrose with 27 wins in 2 championship seasons in the Australian V8 Supercar Series. Imagine being on top like that and coming over here and starting at the bottom again as a raw rookie.
Well, you know, anytime you play to your strengths, and this is one of his strengths, is road course racing. So he's here. He's doing a great job. I think he's sitting like 8th or 9th in points. So that team is very good. And today he's playing to his strengths. He has to make great advantages to his great drive here today.
He is 10th in points, to be specific, entering this race today. Lap car in between the top 2 now. the second and third place cars, rather. And this could be where it gets a little dicey for some of these front runners because, I mean, look how tight those walls are to the racetrack.
That's right. Not many of these guys are going to give you a whole lot of room. The different braking zones. As you see fellows coming up on the outside. There's some guys looking, wow.
Oh.
Thread the needle there, Ron.
10 car being driven by John Graham, a Canadian who hopes to run the full NASCAR Busch Series next season, driving that car that is normally driven by Dave Blaney here this weekend. And you see Patrick Carpentier, after his pit stop, falling back to 5th position. Remember, they were the last, one of the last of the lead cars to make their stops, pitting at lap 16.
They're just keeping the leaders in sight. They can see them. They can run with them. They're controlling their destiny. They know how much brake to use and what they can and cannot do.
But for Carpentier, you know, you're talking about they know how much brake to use, but this car is totally different to him.
Yeah, it's 3 times as heavy normally than his open wheel car. Maybe that's why he's jumped in behind fellows. He's like, okay, this guy is a road racing expert in big cars. I'm going to run him and get his rhythm and see if I can do the same thing.
That's not a bad thought.
No.
You want to follow somebody around a road course, Ron Fellows is a pretty good guy to learn from. Right now, those two running 4th and 5th. Scott Pruett, the race leader, 23 of 74 laps complete at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. Montreal, metropolitan area, just over 3 million people. The culture, the sights, even the natural geography. What a beautiful place, and it has been a thrill to be here with the NASCAR Busch Series for the first time. Racing at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, constructed in 1978 on a man-made island in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. The island originally built in the mid-60s for the 67 World's Fair. They held the first race here in September of 1978, and the first Grand Prix held here, won by Canadian Gilles Villeneuve in October of that year. Of course, for the NASCAR weekend this weekend, packed full of race fans, and here he is, the race for the lead. Scott Pruett in the 41 car out in front, got that lead on an exchange of pit stops. His team playing a strategy that got him track position, and Marcus Ambrose chasing him in second. And Carl Edwards, the championship leader, is on pit road. This an unscheduled or scheduled stop, Gary?
I'm told that it is scheduled, but he also had a message from NASCAR. They told him to stay on the pavement. They told the NASCAR official that it was one of those incidents that just happened. It was not intentional. Apparently, they're letting him skate at this time. But this has taken a long time. There's a sign from the other side of the car. They've got some kind of a significant problem.
Yeah, those wrenches out.
Just waiting on fuel, possibly.
All right, let's see. Here's what happened to Carl. Whoops.
Shortcut.
Now, obviously, the troubles are more extensive than that. We'll let Gary find out what's going on there and then check back with him in a moment. But the championship leader here in Montreal on pit road, just 25 laps into the race. Pressure.
Here it comes, the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah. Marcus Ambrose, originally from Tasmania, given that nickname back in Australia.
It's going to be so interesting to see if these guys are saving their stuff. Marcus wants to lead. He wants to lead a NASCAR event.
Working their way through some lap traffic now. Coming down to that long... Oh. Is that from David Reagan's car, Marty?
Yeah, Alan, we're here in the 6th pit. You can see this tire is absolutely shredded. Reagan came on the radio, said he made contact with someone, he's uncertain who, and that cut down that left rear tire, forced him to make an unscheduled pit stop, puts him even further behind. This thing is done.
They do need air. That's the one thing that I do know as a race car driver. Those tires need air.
Yeah. I thought that corner that the leaders just went through might be the place where Ambrose might take a shot at Pruett. That's one of the heavy braking areas, but it looks like Pruett actually gapped him a little bit.
It's going to be very interesting to see, Alan. This is the most laps that these guys have put together. Normally these guys only run about 8 or 10 laps for 2 days. These guys are getting fatigued. These guys are sweating. The brakes are heating up. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 10 laps.